क्लास वगैरे आहे?
हो सर, तुमचं पण आहे? आता सुरू झालं. 10:15 वाजून गेले सर. 11:15 काय नाही आहे माझं. Is my laptop screen is visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So yesterday we reached to which slide? Outer join we have completed, na?
Exactly अशा आहे.
We reached to this one. Okay. So good morning everyone, and now we are moving with next point, that is intersection join. Okay, this is also a derived join type, and it can be denoted with the intersect clause. Okay, so you have to write down the intersect word. So this intersect clause in SQL is used to combine two select statements, but the data set written by this intersect statement will be the intersection. Okay. So as the name implies intersection, it is going to find out the data which is present in both the tables. Okay. So this, in simple word, we can say that this intersect statement will return only those rows which are common to both of the select statement. Okay. So let us take an example. Okay, sorry. Before that, let us have a syntax. So as we are working on two different tables, so we need to operate on two different select statements. So select column 1, column 2, up to whatever the column set you want to retrieve from table name, where condition you have to apply. If there is, then you have to write down intersect. Then the same select statement you have to apply on second table. Okay. This is the basic syntax for intersect join. Now let us have an example. Here is the customer table, and the second one is the order one. Okay. So in this customers, we are having 5 attributes: ID, name, address, age, and salary. And in second one, that is orders one, we will attributes will have order ID, that is OID, date, customer ID, and amount. Okay. So this ID is customer ID from this table. Okay. And this is the same thing. So we can say that primary address, primary key of customer table is acting as a reference key in another table. So we can call it as a foreign key. Okay. So how we will apply this intersect join? Now, what is the motto of using this intersection join? We have to find out which are the common values in between them. So for applying intersect, we have to use this select statement connected with intersect clause. Okay, so select ID, name, amount, and date from customers. Okay, so we will apply on customer left join and with orders table. So we can say that on customers.id is exactly equal to orders.customer.id that we have seen. Okay, कस्टमर टेबल में जो आईडी एट्रीब्यूट है वो ऑर्डर टेबल में कस्टमर आईडी जो है उसके साथ एग्जैक्टली मैच करता है. सो उसमें से हम क्या करेंगे, लेफ्ट आउटर जॉइन परफॉर्म करेंगे और पहले इस आईडी में से जो जो वैल्यूज है वो रिट्राइव करेंगे. ओके, देन नेक्स्ट वन वी हैव टू अप्लाई इंटरसेक्ट. Again we will apply select ID, name, amount, date from customers, and we will apply right outer join. Okay, with right join on orders one by using condition customers.id is equal to orders.customer.id. Now the question raised in your mind that why we are writing this left join and right join here. Okay, so this is used to find out all the values. What is the motto of left outer join? We can find out all the values which are present over there in left table. Okay, and we can have right table values, but they are common one. They must be common in our left join. Okay, in the same way we will find out this right outer join. We will fetch all the record present in right outer join. Okay, and common from left one. So we have all the common values available here. So these two tables are smaller ones, so we can have overlook also to find out which are the common values. We are applying this condition on the basis of customer ID and this ID from both the tables. So 3 is the common one, then 2 is also common one, and 4 is also common one. Okay. So what here is applied, any order or any customer can apply for, can purchase number of products at a time. So here are the product IDs or order IDs which are available. Okay. So all the common values will get displayed here. Okay. And one more thing, this is on the basis of customer ID and ID of order and customer ID. So duplication we are not going to remove here because this is based on product also. Okay, so we can have all the common record present over there. Now here are the some key points available. I would like to take a overlook. In previous lecture, we have not taken into consideration of summary points because you can read it. But right now we have seen number of joins and they are little bit tricky one and little bit confusing. So we will check out one overlook. Simultaneously, I request you all to read with me. There are mainly two types of joins in DBMS, inner join and outer join. An inner join is the widely used join operation and can be considered as a default type. Inner join is further divided into two subtypes, natural join and equijoin. Theta join is also there, okay, but I have not told you because it is used while merging two tables. Okay, so that we will see afterward. So theta join allows you to merge two tables based on the condition represented. Natural join does not utilize any of the comparison operator. An outer join does not require each record in the two join tables to have matching record. Outer join is further divided into three subtypes: left, right, and full outer join. Okay. So left outer join helps us to return all the rows from the table which is present in left side, even if no matching rows have been found in the table on the right side. The right outer join returns all the columns from the table on the right side, even if no matching rows have been found in the table on the left side. And in full outer join, we are going to have all the tuples from both the relations are to be included as a part of result irrespective of matching condition. Okay, so these are the few points which are used in our join. Now the most important part in which we are going to have a relational calculus. Okay, so we can say that this is the theoretical and mathematical representation of our structured query language. Okay, so the output will be the same one for both the query as well as this theoretical representation. So don't get confused. When you will retrieve this kind of data, you are going to retrieve the same result. Okay, so earlier also we have seen that each and every syntax is based on few theoretical concepts. We have not implemented any structured query language. So we can say that this relational calculus is non-procedural language. Okay, so we have seen types of relational algebra, okay, and some are procedural query language and some are non-procedural. Procedural query languages are those which are used to get the result by knowing steps and procedure of the whole fetching data. Okay, and here we are going to apply it with non-procedural query language. And in this non-procedural query language, the system tells that what data to be retrieved, but it is not going to tell you how to retrieve that data. Okay, so it simply tells that if I tell that Suyash, please give me this data and follow these steps, so it will be the procedural language. And in relational calculus, I'm just going to tell that Suyash, please provide me this data, but how, I'm not going to tell. Okay, so it uses mathematical predictions or mathematical predicate calculus instead of algebra, and it also provides the description about the query to get the result, whereas relational algebra gives the method to get that result. And one more most important thing that the system or this relational calculus informs the system what to do with relation. Okay, so he will tell that what action uh, he is not going to tell what action he have to perform with, but he is telling that the result you have to fetch after that action. Okay, so the simplest thing, number of statements are available in number of books to find out the relational calculus, but the simplest thing is I like that is the first one. Okay, it is not procedural language, and this language tells the system what data to be retrieved but does not tell how to retrieve. Okay, so in number of books you can find out number of statements. So this relational calculus is divided into two parts: tuple relational calculus and domain relational calculus. Okay, so everything is everything is what do you say, depending on the name. Okay, so the working of this calculus is depending on the name provided here, tuple and domain. So let us see what is tuple relational calculus. So this is specified to select the tuples from the relation, but there is a condition. You have to filter variables that are uses of that particular relation. Okay, so the result of the relation can have one or more tuples. So in another way, we can say that this calculus is used for selecting those tuples which will satisfy particular condition, and with the help of this, you can retrieve number of tuples. And there must be a specific condition applied for that process of retrieving tuples. Okay, and this is the representation of or mathematical representation of tuple relational calculus. You have seen this kind of statement structure in mathematics also. Okay, so the same structure we are calling here. Here is the set of tuples. Okay, and here is the part of that tuple set. So we can say that P of T is a subset of T. Okay, why? Because we are applying here particular condition. So here P is called as a predicate. Okay, or condition also, or this P of T is a subset of T. Okay, so this is also an expression of relational calculus. T is the resulting tuples, PT is the condition used to fetch that table. So here is the table which is available. And let us have an example of this one query to display the last name of those students where the age is greater than 30. So we want to fetch the last name and from where student table, and we have to apply one condition, that is those students who are having age greater than 30. Okay, so this one will be the first output. Okay, and in second one we can say that we have to find out all the details of those students where last name is Singh. So we will find out the tuples from this table student, and there is a condition T dot last name is equal to Singh. Okay, so one more thing I would like to request, if we will have, I don't know we will have or not, but अगर हमारे ऑफलाइन होते तो सामने ही आपके पास से इसके queries, number of queries solve करके लेती. But I request you all to solve number of queries of this relational calculus in this way. Okay. Next one is this is the customer table, account table, and branch one. Okay, so branch name, amount, city, then customer name, street, city are few of the attributes of them. So here are the queries. I would like to tell you that please practice when we will finish this module, when I will provide you this slide. Okay, So some of the queries are having answers also there, and but some of the queries are not. Now the next one is the domain relational calculus. Remember, we have worked on tuple 1 to find out the set of tuple by using predicate, by using condition. Here the same thing we are applying, but on domains of variable. So what is domain? Domain, we can call it as a set of tuples which will have a same property or same structure, we can say. So domain relational calculus is also a non-procedural query language equivalent in power to tuple relational calculus. But this calculus, that is domain relational calculus, provides only the description of the query, but it does not provide the methods to solve it. Okay, so we are having here x1, x2, x3, x up to xn, then standing line, then predicate of x1, x2 up to xn. So what is this x1, x2, xn? These are nothing but resulting domains from variables, and these are the predicate domains represent the condition or the formula which is equivalent to our predicate calculus. Now the same thing you have to find out. Suppose these are the three attributes and on which we have to find the loan number, branch, amount of loans of greater than or equal to 100. Okay, so what attributes we have to found? That is loan number. Okay, so we will use L for that, then branch, B for that, then amount, we will use amount. Okay, so then standing line, we will call all the attributes here equivalent to loan and which is having condition, that is amount is greater than equal to 100. Okay, so this in this way, this is a mathematical representation. Right now at start you are having you can have number of confusions, but when you will practice number of questions or number of queries, it will get sorted how to apply everything. Okay, so don't get confused and don't get hesitate that this mathematical representation of queries is a little bit difficult. It seems to be difficult. It is not difficult that much. Okay, it is simple one. You just need to remember the structure. You just need to remember the symbolic representations, which representation is used for which one. Okay, and almost all the symbolic representations that we have already used in mathematics. So the same things we are applying here, but only on structured query language. Okay, so here are the two queries. Now the next one is the difference between relational algebra and relational calculus. So I will write down, tell you that relational algebra is the procedural query language and relational calculus is non-procedural one. So in relational algebra, the order is specified in which the operation have to be performed, and in relational calculus, which is the formal query language, it is also called as a declarative language, but here order is not specified in which the operations have to be performed. And in relational algebra, frameworks are created to implement the queries. And in relational calculus, we need to, relational calculus means what result we have to obtain. And here are the basic operations that we have to perform with relational algebra, that is select, project, union, set difference, Cartesian project, and rename. These are little bit simpler one as compared to this one. And in relational calculus, we are having two variations. First one, tuple relational calculus, and the second one, domain relational calculus. Okay. So we are having these two syntaxes also. So this is the difference between relational and relational algebra and relational calculus. Okay. All sorted points are also available here that I told you in parawise structure and in sorted also. Okay. Now the most important point of this database is SQL. Okay. It doesn't mean that we have learned part is not important. That part is also important, but it is little bit theoretical and online theoretical concepts are little bit sleepy. And now we are moving with the second portion of our second module, that is the most important part. And when you are having your gate exam and your internships or what do you say, interviews, number of questions will be asked on this module. Okay, so what is SQL? SQL is the structured query language, and a standard database language is used to create, maintain and retrieve data. Okay, so there are number of relational databases available in market. So some of them are MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, then Postgre. Okay, list is available there. So for SQL, the latest one or the most recent and most widely used ISO standard version of SQL is SQL 2019. So it is used when we have structured data that is in the form of tables. Okay, and all the databases that are not relational and they are not having any fixed structure of table to store data. At that time, we can't apply SQL. So at that time, such databases are called as NoSQL databases, and some of them are MongoDB, DynamoDB, Cassandra are some NoSQL databases. Okay, we can't apply structured query language or we can't fire this kind of queries on that. We have to follow another procedure. Okay, so what are the interesting facts about this SQL? The most important part, that is case sensitivity. Okay, so SQL is not case sensitive. So for that purpose, we can say that it is case insensitive, but it is recommended practice to use keyword like capital select, then update, create. Yesterday I also told you that we are not moving on with case sensitivity, but you have to practice with these capital letters, because some of the databases are working on case sensitivity property. Okay, so you have to practice with them. So though it is not case sensitive, you have to practice. And you have to use user defined things like table names, column names, etc. Okay, in small letter. So we can write comment in SQL using double hyphen at the beginning of the line. And SQL is programming language for relational databases. Already we have seen. And one of the most important part, when you will write down this structured query language in some Oracle, some of the MySQL or SQL server, some of the syntax or little bit structure or little bit syntax will get vary. Okay, so you also found that yesterday I have used double quote most of the times. It is not working with our Oracle. Okay, so but I have used with other databases, so that's why it is in my hand. So sometimes it can happen to you also, so no need to worry about it. Happens. Okay, so just you have to think one statement in your mind that slightly there is a difference in syntax when you are going to implement SQL statement with various databases. Okay. Another important thing, that is the terminology. Already we have seen this one, some of the statement, but now we are going to move on with proper definitions of the terminologies. Attributes. Attributes are the properties that define relationship. Okay. So already know that column names, simplified column names are called as attribute. Tuple, each row in a relation is called as a tuple. So above four relation contains tuples, one of which is known as first. Suppose roll number 1, Ram, then Delhi. Okay, so city will be the Delhi, phone number will be applied here, and many more. So you can find that. And after that, degree 1. So degree is called as number of attributes available in that relation is called as degree of that relation. Okay, what is degree? किसी भी रिलेशन में जितने एट्रीब्यूट्स का काउंट होगा दैट विल बी कॉल्ड एज अ डिग्री ऑफ दैट रिलेशन। अभी जो हमने क्रिएट किया है टेबल स्टूड लास्ट टाइम, तो उसमें डिग्री क्या थी? 2। What is the degree of that relation? 2, because we had only inserted 2 attributes in that table. Okay, second one, cardinality. What is cardinality? It is number of tuples available in that relation. So how many rows are available in that relation is called as a cardinality. So yesterday we have used 5 rows in that table. So it is called as a 5 cardinality of that relation. Next one, column. Okay, so remember one thing, column represent the set of values for particular attribute. Okay, here this attribute is also column, but it is name, and here this column is called as a set of values. Okay, so next one, these are the basic terminologies which are used in terms of relation. Now next one is the SQL data types. Which type of data we can have? There are various data types available. So you can have a look here, that is the numeric one. So in that you can have bit, tiny integer, small integer. All these data types on which we are not working, but you must know. If someone will ask you what is the tiny int, so it is the part of numeric SQL data type. You must know small int, then big int, like our C data types, small integer, then big integer. Okay, so in that way, here are the signed integer. In that way, they are discriminated on the basis of size of that data type. Then decimal, numeric, float, real. Next one is the date and time, which is having date, time with combined. Timestamp is available there. Timestamp, automatically it is fetching the time and date with seconds, okay, with year, and then character or string. I told you that find out the difference between varchar and varchar2, okay, and character is also there, text is also there. Unicode, character or string you can say. So for that purpose, we need to add capital N. So nchar, nvarchar, nvarchar max, ntext, then binary, where binary max, image, miscellaneous, glob, blob, XML, JSON. Okay. So this is the most or we can say these are the data types which are having bigger size. Okay, glob is nothing but the character large object and blob is nothing but the binary large object. Okay, so you can store up to 2 to 3 GB data in that attribute. Okay, XML, JSON, you all know that. Blob and glob are a little bit different one. Character large object and binary large object, these are the miscellaneous data types of SQL. So here is the another tree-like structure. You can follow this one also to find out the data types available. These are the built-in data types. The same thing is given here, but in the simplified way. Next one, the SQL commands. So DDL, DML, DCL, TCL. Okay. So DDL is the data definition language command. Then DCL is data manipulation language command. Then DCL is data control language, and TCL is the transaction control language, from which we have seen DDL and DML. Okay, so let's have a look on that. Some of the statements already we have seen: create, alter, drop, truncate. comment and rename. Then select, insert, comment we will check out when we will have submission. Select, insert, update, delete, merge, call, explain plan, lock table. Merge, call, explain plan, lock table, these are not included in your syllabus for purpose, but we will have a look on them. What is the structure and how we are going to perform all the contents. When we will finish this module, we will take a look on that also. Next one is the DCL, granting and revoking. When you are applying any privilege to particular user, it is called as granting. And when you want to remove any authorized or given privilege to a particular user, it will be called as a revoke. Commit, it will act as a save one. Whatever transaction you will perform with the database, with the help of commit, you can save. Suppose you have deleted particular data. I'm not saying truncated. Suppose you have deleted particular data, you can roll back with the help of this rollback command. Then save point. Save point is like milestones of your transactions performed on database. So when you are inserting particular 5 rows and you are creating save point A particular. So at that time you are suppose you have truncated deleted particular data. So you can find out that data up to that point, created save point. Then set transaction. We will have in next week about DCL and TCL. So this is the syntax. I think we don't have to take into consideration of DDL and syntax, all the syntax. Okay. So let me ask. Yeah, one more thing I would like to show you that. Just a minute. Connect. My password. So if we want to find out tables which are created by database administrator, so you have to pass query select table name from DBA underscore tables. Okay, so you can find out all the tables which are created by database administrator. So 1690 rows will get selected. These are created by database administrator. Okay, and suppose we want to check out the some of the tables from them. Okay, so we can pass select table underscore name from all these tables. So the same thing we can apply here. 1690 rows are used. And now suppose we want to find out the table names which are created by user. So we will use this table. Select table underscore names from user underscore tables. Okay. Names. It is down here. Names. So 157 tables are there, which is created by authorized user or granted if user who has permission to fetch all the records of tables. Okay, so these are the table names which are created by user. So one kind of student table will be also there that we have created. You just need to check it out where it is. It is a little bit tricky and yes, here it is. That is student that we have created. Okay, so this much is okay today. Is there any query in today's session? Yes, Anushka.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Prathamesh. Rishikesh. Shrutika.
No, ma'am.
Okay, Dattatreya. Aditya.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so what Teknath you want to say? Algebra portion is not in PPT. You have uploaded from first module. Means what? I'm not getting your point. Joins. Okay, Dattatreya. Teknath, what do you want to say? I'm not getting your point. WhatsApp me later. Okay. Algebra portion is not in PPT. You have uploaded from first module. Is there anyone who will tell me the meaning of this statement? Okay. Whatever the query that you want to say, Teknath, please WhatsApp me, okay? And don't forget to fill attendance. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.